Welcome back, everybody, to the Charlotte Hornets MyLeague here at NBA 2K20. As today, we are nearing the end of the regular season here in season number 3. Now, our Hornets have clinched a playoff spot, sitting comfortably at the 5 seed. We will likely play Atlanta in the first round. Brooklyn is possible as well. You probably already know based on the thumbnail. So here's a look at the standings in both conferences. I contemplated playing this last game against the Cavs. I didn't really think we needed to. And we ended up losing, so that's fun, but it doesn't do any changes in the seedings. We would have been the 5 seed regardless, so that is A-okay. Looking at the season awards, your MVP goes to James Harden, 30 points, 6.6 assists, 5.2 boards. Rookie of the Year goes to Cade Cunningham, the number 1 seeded Knicks. Yeah, they're the top seed in the conference. I know, that's hard to believe. D'Lo, 6-man. They are still benching him for whatever reason. I don't know why. AD wins Defensive Player of the Year. DeAndre Ayton wins Most Improved. Usually, in 2K, the Most Improved players don't usually put up that much better numbers, but to be fair, Ayton actually did. As here's a look at your All-NBA teams. On the second team, a little bit of a surprise there, LaMelo Ball. Didn't really expect to see him there, and unfortunately, there were no Charlotte Hornets here. Did see some young players who were drafted recently, like LaMelo, John Moran, RJ Barrett, being a few. We also had nobody on the defensive teams, which is unfortunate. No one on the all-rookie first team. We did have some talent here. And then the second team, we do have our very own Jonathan Kuminga at the bottom of the list. But hey, at least he's on the list. Probably would have been higher had he not gotten hurt towards the middle of the season. So it is confirmed we're playing Atlanta. Let's start with taking a look at the numbers for the team, starting with Donovan Mitchell, who, of course, we acquired at the trade deadline. His numbers went a little bit down after we got him, but still was very, very good and definitely a move that I do not regret. Anthony Edwards took a step up in year 2, made the All-Star team, put up better numbers with more scoring talent around him. Last year, he did not have a full season of Bradley Beal and half a season of Donovan Mitchell, so that's pretty impressive. Beal put up solid numbers, career high in assists for him. He had a very nice season, and all 3 of those guys who I just mentioned were All-Stars. Miles Bridges was a nice spark plug scorer off the bench, averaging about 12.5 per contest. Kuminga, the number 5 overall pick, had a good rookie season, 12 points, 5 boards, and good defense. One of the main reasons why we drafted him is for his defensive intangibles, his long wingspan, and his defensive upside. Mo Bamba averaged a double-double, and then here are the rest of the guys. Daniel House didn't really play a whole lot for us. Bruno Fernando was solid, averaging about 6 and 6. I think he had a pretty nice season as the backup center, and as a guy I'd like to bring back long-term. Serge Ibaka put up about 5.7 and 4.5 on nice efficiencies. And then Devontae Graham, 4 points, a little bit over 3 assists. Nothing crazy from him. And then J.R. Smith, Jay Crowder in their limited playing time, Al-Farouq Aminu, and then Marcus Howard did not play a single minute. So here's a look at your official standings. Nets won and the Hawks lost. And we only needed one of those things to happen to make it official that we were playing Atlanta, but both do happen. So we're still playing Atlanta regardless. And then here's a look at the Western Conference standings. Houston Rockets with the best record in the NBA, 59 and 23, led by the MVP James Harden. As the 43-win Timberwolves missed the playoffs, yet you got some crappy teams over here in the East making it. Sounds a lot like the current NBA, am I right? So let's take a look at this Hawks team, of course, led by the all-star guard, Trae Young, who averaged 23 and 7. Very nice shooting splits, easily the best of his career, at least in field goal and three-point, and then the free throw is no doozy either. Trae Young is the type of guy we would struggle against our defense, so that's fun. John Collins, who also made the all-star team this year, 17 points, 12.5 assists. And you know he's always going to be efficient. Not always shooting. He did average 54% from the field. But a lot of his is just player efficiency. DeJounte Murray, defensive wizard. Kevin Huerter looks like he's about 13. And he's a nice spot-up shooter. Averaged 46% from 3. Cam Reddish is a young, talented player. Nice scorer. Didn't shoot particularly well from the line. But other than that, he had a good 3rd season. And then here's a look at the rest of their team. And of course, in this series, we always play teams who have injured players. It's just a coincidence. I promise I don't do it on purpose. This one is no different. DeAndre Hunter is out. He averaged 25 a game this year, but he only played in 2 games before, I think, breaking his leg or something. and he actually does have a chance to return in this series. So an injury that he suffered probably, I guess, the first week of the season, it was a fractured left leg. He has 1 to 2 more weeks left. So if this series runs long, and I think these two teams are very obviously young, and I think they're also evenly matched, it could last long, so maybe he does return. And then they also have Vernon Carey, who is also a starter when healthy. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, so likely will not be running into him. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to the State Farm Arena as the 46-36 Charlotte Hornets take on the 50-32 Atlanta Hawks. But at this point, records don't matter. The regular season is over. Playoff basketball, here we come. It's this young Hornets core's first playoff game together, and it is going to be on the road against their divisional foes in the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, the Hornets had a big offseason this past year, adding guys like Kuminga, Bamba, and Beal, then acquiring Donovan Mitchell at the trade deadline for a boatload of assets. Hornets made risky moves, but it paid off. The team was able to win now, and here they are in the postseason. Looking at your starting lineups for the home Hawks: Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Cam Reddish, John Collins, and Brook Lopez. For the Hornets, it'll be Bradley Beal, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, along with Jonathan Kuminga and Mohamed Bamba. Here's a look at your player spotlight. Beal and Young, two of the stars on this court. Trent Peterson, his first coaching season making the playoffs. So here we go. Bamba and Lopez, the tip. Two very different centers, but two talented players. It does go to Bamba, who's known as more of a long wingspan guy, more of the athlete, whereas Lopez is more of the scorer, can shoot a little bit better. Bamba's a solid shooter. So here's Beal from mid-range. The first points of the postseason go to Bradley Beal, and then the first dunk of the postseason goes to Anthony Edwards. 8-0. Charlotte up big, as here's Young with the layup. Hawks are finally on the board, but a very rough start for them. Now the inbound, Lopez, he's going to get it out to DeJounte Murray for 3, and it's good. Known as a defensive guy, but he's showing off he can bring value on the offensive end of the floor too. And then Trae Young, he has a little bit of space. That's all he needs to create. Hawks laying down by 1. Here's Young with the Euro step. Hello. And he ends up making the layup. There's a nice move inside from Atlanta, as now it is 16-20. Here's Cedi Osman inside over to the big fella, Davis Bertans. He is blocked by the Hornets. Miles Bridges inside for Edwards, who does make the layup. Now it's 18-20. Here comes Terrence Ross getting it to Osman over to Davis Bertans. Top of the key for 3. Bertans brings the lead up to 5, and then Herter trying to do something with it. The ball is stolen from him by Devontae Graham. However, it's immediately tipped by Forbes, and Herter gets the layup. Now on to the second quarter. Let's start this one off with a bang. Anthony Edwards going upstairs where Grandma hides the cookies. 24-31. Mitchell misses the step-back jumper. Kuminga with the board over to Bridges. Inside to Mo Bamba, who gets the contested layup to fall. Now it's a 5-point game, and here comes Jonathan Kuminga, the rookie out of Duke, with the dunk. And then Beal, long-range 3. You might as well call him Kim Jong-un because he's launching nukes, and we are tied up at 31. Hawks trying to change that. Layup no good from Collins, as here is inside over to Kuminga for the lead. It is good. Now 33-31. Hawks going to immediately answer with a Trae Young 3, having no remorse for Charlotte's up. Now 35-34. There's Mitchell with his first big slam of the postseason, first of likely many. Here's another one from Kuminga. Charlotte back up by 5. Now here's Bamba to the corner for Donovan Mitchell. Green bean machine. He gets the 3 to fall. Now here comes Cam Reddish off the screen, getting mean. And that'll be an and 1 for the Hawks. Collins will go to the line to shoot one more, and he would make it. 42-39. There's Young with the wide open mid-range. Bad defense from Charlotte. 42-41. Beal just hangs out a few steps behind the three-point line and lets it fly as it does go in. 47-41. Here's Bryn Forbes over to Cedi Osman. Screen from Bertans as Osman has Forbes wide open in the corner. Just a miscommunication there. The two sides were basically playing 3-on-3 ball, and the right side of the floor, and the Hawks were able to capitalize. And then here at the end of the first half, Davis Bertans gets the putback layup at the buzzer, and it does count. So that'll do it for your first half. Hawks 48, Charlotte 51. Here's a look at the numbers. Trae Young does not have 14 assists. I think his total, it was not a big number, but 2K has just been glitchy with that home team assist number. It's been like that for a month. I don't know why. 53-51. Here's Donovan Mitchell. Layup in contact is good. Now it's 55-51. As here is Trae Young taking Bradley Beal to school. He does miss it, though. However, the Hawks will get for rebound is Reddish over to Young. Bad defense by Beal again. That one wasn't Trae Young taking him to school. That was just third grade level defense. And then here's a lob up to the big fella, John Collins. Cam Reddish with a pass. Now 59-57. There's a step back from Young. Misses it again. However, the Hawks are there for the double rebound, and Collins is the one who gets the putback. 61-59 now. Here's Young. Nice move over to Collins. However, the shot is blocked. And then Kuminga with like his fourth dunk. Whoa, that's not a dunk. We were all expecting to dunk there. He went for the layup. He misses it, but he gets his own board, and then will take the layup and make it. 63-61. There's an inside pass, and there's an and one for Collins. Jonathan Kuminga with the foul. Collins would miss the free throw, so the Hawks cannot take the lead. And then Bridges will re-give the Hornets the lead off of the layup. 65-63. There's the lead Atlanta wanted. Trae Young hits the three-pointer. Now 67-70. As there's T. Ross, the boss, in the corner. Hawks up by multiple possessions all of a sudden as Bruno Fernando gets the block. And then Anthony Edwards wide open for three. And it's nothing but net. More wide open than McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's how you can describe Bryn Forbes on that shot. Terrible defense from Charlotte. Not the first time they let Forbes open. And then there's Cedi Osman now on the other corner for three. Actually, that was a long two, my bad. And then Edwards beats the buzzer to end the third quarter. Charlotte only down by 4 now, 76-80. Let's move to the fourth. Donovan Mitchell getting us started quickly. Now it's a three-point game as Mitchell, hello. He's going to absolutely baptize that young man. Poor soul. Cedi Osman, I am sorry, brother. 81-82 now. Osman with it. Over to Terrence Ross. Ross going to try to move inside. He gets it to an open man. Top of the key. Three for DeJounte Murray. And it's good. 83-85. Hawks up as Ross having trouble with it. Tight defense from Edwards, but the shot does go in. 85-89 now. Osman with it. Trying to dribble around defenders. Now being double teamed. Now he's wide open. Both defenders retreated elsewhere. Osman does miss the shot, however, as it's 85-89 still. Here's Mitchell with another poster. Just stop it, kiddo. That's not nice. That's not nice. And he does it on the same human. I think Donovan Mitchell might be the father of Cedi Osman as Mo Bamba gets the block. And then here is Kuminga. There's the dunk. And that'll be an and one. He posters John Collins. Now it's 90-89. Here is Trae Young with it over to Brook Lopez for three. And it is good. 90-94. Murray with it off the pick. It's good. Nice play from the former Spur. And then Trae Young, he's going to miss the layup. You can't be missing those bunnies at this point in the game. Hawks are up by 6, though, as Bamba, big three, and it is good. Mo Bamba cuts the lead in half. Now, just under 3 minutes to play, as here is Murray with the pass over to Brook Lopez for three. And now Hawks are up by 6, 2.5 to go. Kuminga now from Atlanta far away, and it's good. Once again, it's a 3-point game. As here is Trae Young trying to drive inside. Not a lot of inside defense. Hawks are able to get the bucket because of it. But the Hornets, they're trying to live and die by this outside shot. That time it doesn't work as Kuminga misses it. Kuminga has had a great day, though, so you can't give him too much slack. And the Hawks get the dunk. 98-105. There's a desperate three from Mitchell. It's good. But now it's 103-107 with over a minute to go. Young, tightly guarded by Bradley Beal. He's going to get it to the open man in the corner. That's Cam Bam, bam, Reddish. He knew it was good once he shot it. And now it's a 7-point lead. That's 3 possessions, ladies and gentlemen. Hornets have to get going quickly. There's Edwards going to start things off with a 3 in the corner. Is it comeback season? Maybe. Beal hits the 3. Now it's just a 1-possession game. And then Mitchell now for 3. It's good. The Hornets are hitting. Might be too little too late, though. 112, 114. Here is the inbound over to Trae Young. And he will go to the line to shoot 2. If he makes them both, then the Hornets will go for a quick score. If he misses one or both, the Hornets will hold until the buzzer. But it's Trae Young. He probably won't miss either. And indeed, he goes 2 for 2 from the line. So now the Hornets are going to go for the quick bucket. Will they try a 3 or a 2? They're going to go for the 3 from Mitchell, and it's no good. So that means it's not looking too great for Charlotte. Trae Young is fouled by Bamba. 1, ices the game. 2, just adds icing on the cake. And Trae does make the first one, unsurprisingly. And then the second one would also be good. So Young goes 4 for 4 in that spurt. Beal at the buzzer, no good. That's all she wrote. 119, 112, your final. The Atlanta Hawks get the win, and they start this series out on top. So the first playoff game with this young Hornets core ends up being a loss, unfortunately. But the team certainly gave an effort. Was not an easy win for the Hawks by any stretch of the imagination. Looking at the box score, 34 and 6 for Trae. Double-double for Collins, 10 boards for Lopez. The other guys in the double figures. Meanwhile, for Charlotte, Mitchell with 28, Edwards with 24. Kuminga played well. Beal with a double-double. And then Bamba was also in the double figures. Peace out.